In this tutorial, I'll show you how to securely store and access your API keys in Python using .env files. Learn how to keep your sensitive information private and avoid exposing it in your code. Perfect for developers looking to follow best practices in API integration.
Hello and welcome back to the channel of the Nasdaq scalping bot. And today we're not gonna take a look at trading, and we're not gonna take a look at the bot, but we're gonna take a look at programming with AI. If you're following the channel, or you don't, you should, then you know that the trading bot that I made was made together with AI. And I say together with because AI only is not enough to make a solid program like this. And in this series, in this new series, I want to show you how you can use AI to help you in creating a program. So that's what we're up to for today. To do so, you need something to program in, and you need at least to have an account with ChatGPT. And it's a free account, so it doesn't pay anything. You don't need to pay anything. You can use ChatGPT to do programming work for you instead of doing your own programming work. So let's take a look at this. And we're working, of course, with Python. So I grab my Python, and that's it. That's the Python environment that I use for the scalping bot. And I'm gonna activate the window of, come on, yes, of ChatGPT. And this is in Dutch, of course it's in Dutch, but let me talk with ChatGPT, because you can talk to ChatGPT, of course, in helping me to create a program in Python. Well, how do you do this? Hello, ChatGPT.
Hi there, how can I help you today?
I want to demonstrate a program in Python within a YouTube environment, and the programming language is Python, and the video shouldn't take any longer than about 10 to 15 minutes. What can I show to do a programming in? Hello? No reaction. Thinking? There's something wrong. There's definitely something going wrong. This is all it said. Hi there, how can I help you today? Yes, but I wanted something more then. So let's try this again. I need a coding example with ChatGPT that I can show in a YouTube environment for a YouTube video for about 10 minutes.
Got it. For a 10-minute YouTube video, you could demonstrate a small project or concept. Here's an idea. You could create a simple to-do list application using Python with Flask. You can cover 1. Setting up the Flask environment, 2. Creating routes for adding, viewing, and deleting tasks, 3. Using HTML templates to render the list, 4. Adding basic CSS for styling. You can explain each step as you code. How does that sound?
That sounds as a coding example that takes more than 10 minutes and is way too wide to do this in one video.
Got it. Let's narrow it down to something simpler. How about demonstrating a basic Python script that fetches data from an API and processes it? For example, you could show how to 1. Make a request to a public API, like a weather API. 2. Parse the JSON response. 3. Extract and display specific data points, like temperature or weather condition. 4. Print the result in a user-friendly format. This can be done quickly and fits well within a 10-minute video. How does that sound?
That sounds okay. Can you generate the code for me?
Sure, here's a simple Python script that fetches weather data from the Open Weather Map API. Import requests. Get weather API key, city. Base URL is api.openweathermap.org data 25 weather. Params are : API key for the absolute value. This is not our project, but I will alter this purpose. Tell it to respond to the main content. This will get your codes and see what you get back, which in some way is more beneficial than predicting basic temperature. Describe the conditions of weather, then send the message to API key if you need it. Get weather data and gather basic details from this simple script. Get weather API key is enough for a 10-minute video.
Thank you. Let's see the code. So we ask, I don't need to repeat myself. You can hear what I asked. And the first part that I asked was something like setting up a Flask environment, creating routes for adding, viewing, and deleting tasks using HTML templates, and adding basic CSS for styling. That's way too much. That is for a 10-minute YouTube video. This is way too much. Setting up a Flask environment, if I need to explain to you how to do this, it goes way over the 10 minutes. Then creating routes for adding, viewing, and deleting tasks, using HTML templates to render the list, and then adding basic CSS for styling, all in 10 minutes? That's not doable. That's what you heard that I say. And then she came back with a smaller task to do: make a request to public API, parse a JSON response, extract specific data points, and print results in a user-friendly format. This can be done quickly and fits well within a 10-minute video. Well, we are at this point, and I don't know eventually after I add it where we're at, but at this point we are at a, where is my videos? I'm missing a view. Okay, not, but I guess we are in, what, 5 minutes? 5-6 minutes already? So let's grab the code. This is the code. Well, let's go to Python. New file. And I know you guys cannot see when I, new file on the other hand. Wait a minute, is that my problem? File, new project. Yeah, you cannot see. And if I do it in OBS, oh, it was OBS file. Ah, my fault. Okay. File, new project. We're gonna call this project AI-based programming. In a new window, I have fear that you guys cannot see this because it's all new. So I think that I need to switch in OBS to the new window. Yes, let me do this. See you soon. There it is. A new Python screen separated from my other one, and we're gonna delete this one. we're going back to ChatGPT, copy, back to Python, and paste. This one done. So import request, external files added, okay. Import a request, get weather with an API key, then def main with my API key, and then okay. This is the basic program, but to do more, I need more information. So I'm gonna go back to API, not to API, go back to ChatGPT, to the AI, and ask how I gonna do this. Let's see how the AI reacts to this. This is a nice basic code, but now I need the API key for this program to make it work. How do I get this API key?
To get an API key for Open Weather Map, follow these steps. 1. Sign up. Go to the Open Weather Map website, openweathermap.org, and sign up for a free account if you don't have one already. 2. Log in. After signing up, log into your account. 3. API keys. Navigate to the API keys section in your account dashboard. Create key. If you don't have an API key yet, you can create one by clicking on the Create Key button. Give it a name and save it. 5. Use the key. Once the key is created, you can copy it and use it in your Python script where it says your API key. That's it. Now you can use the API key in your script to fetch weather data.
Okay, but an API key in a YouTube video, it's not that safe. Shouldn't I make sure that this API is not visible in the YouTube video?
Absolutely. It's important to keep your API key private. Here are a few tips to ensure it remains secure. 1. Environment variables. Store your API key in an environment variable and access it from your script. This way, the key isn't hard-coded in your code. Import OS. API key is OS environ get weather API key. Configuration files. Store your API key in a separate configuration file that's not included in your version control. Example, git ignore. 3. Environment-specific keys. Use different API keys for development and production environments to minimize risk. 4. Remove from public view. When recording, make sure to use placeholder text for the API key and replace it with your actual key in the script that you run locally. By following these practices, you can keep your API key safe while demonstrating the code.
So the advice is to do, for safety reasons, you should take a separate part of your API key. Well, let's first start with signing up to the Open Weather Map website. Never. Then it should be log in after signing up, or log into your account. I don't have an account, so give me an account that is where I've got to sign in. I see there, I see an API. So this is a sign in, create an account. I cannot connect it with YouTube, with Gmail. I have to do on my own. Okay, then we get a username that is Nasdaq Scalping Bot. With Nasdaq. Oh. It's an email, so it's always lower caps scalping bot at gmail.com. With a password, well, let's take the default password. I'm older than 16. Yes, I am. I'm 54. Oh, 55. I agree. I'm consent to receive communications. Okay, that's the email part. And I'm not a robot. Oh, yes. A verification. This one, this one, and this one. Oh, only once? Okay, create an account. Yes, save. Usually I don't, but company, I don't have a company. Well, let's say Nasdaq scalping bot. And purpose, education. Do we have education? Yeah, there's education. Okay, save. We have our key. No, we don't have our key. We have our account. So now API login, navigate to API key section in your account dashboard, create a key. And you can create one key by clicking on the create key button and give it a name and save it. Okay. API. Sign up. I am already signed up. Gonna accept this one. One call API. What did she say? She said, navigate to API key section in your account, create key. Create key. We're looking for something that's called create key. All I see at this moment is subscribe, 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 and subscribe. Pay as you call. API doc. Current rate and forecasts. Five days, 3 hours. Maps collection. Auto weather APIs. How to start. Documentation. Best way to start and continue calling. Why our free weather API is so good yet free. How to call, sign up. The API key will be sent to you in a confirmation mail. Okay. So, now I hope that I didn't make a mistake in giving the email address. Or in the spam. Yep, it's not there. Oh, there, my API keys. Is already there in my account. Key, create key. Default active actions. Okay, we have a key and we have a name. Well, weather API. Generate. There's the name and that is the key. Back to. So what ChatGPT told me is navigate to the API key is not correct, because I needed to go to my account, and in my account I could find back my API keys. Create the key that's already been created, and then use the key. Once the key is created, you can use it in my application. Well, let's give this as feedback to... No, we don't. Let's keep on going. Back to... Did I copy it? Did I? Now I did, for sure. Now I'm gonna make a new file, just for you guys to see how this works. A new file, and I'm gonna call it .env. Right. And it's gonna be, oh, you don't see this. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I created a new .env file. It's been added to the gitignore, and now I'm gonna make and call this the API key is, and I assume that's a string. So this is the API key, and API name, key name, API name is, what did I say? Weather key, weather API. Weather API. Control C. So we have this. ChatGPT. I generated a API key with an API name, and I also created a .env file to store my API key and name safely. Could you adjust the code so I can use this env file with the API key?
Of course, to use the .env file to store your API key securely, you'll need the python.env package to load environment variables from the .env file. Here's how you can adjust your code. 1. Install python.env. If you haven't installed it yet, you can do so using pip. Pip install python.env. 2. Create a .env file. In your project directory, create a file named .env and add your API key like this. Weather API key equals your actual API key here. 3. Update your Python script. Modify your script to load the environment variable from the .env file. Here's the adjusted code. Import os. From .denav, import load.env. Import requests. Load environment variables from .env file, load.env. Get the API key from environment variable. API key equals os environ get weather API key. Example function to fetch weather data. Import weather, weather API key. From API key, you can also var key, request the country, and add information in the end. Your code should work as expected. Print out your API key variable from the .env file. Use the API key you just generated and copy it from there. Don't worry about passwords and configurations in your code.
Okay, you don't see it. Let's grab it for a moment. Down there, you saw 4 minutes left. So it's when you're talking with ChatGPT, or when you do coding like this that we just did, then you see that you go rather fast through your free moment of ChatGPT. And now let's see what she did suggest to me. Pip install python.env. I already did this, so that's for you guys. If you do this, you need to install it and then create an env file with weather API key. We did this already too. And now we have a new copy, a new coding with the ChatGPT. So, browser gone, PyCharm back, and then in the main Py, we're gonna put in the new code that ChatGPT gave us. And I see, and that's what PyCharm does, it says it's red underlined, as in I don't know what you're talking about. And in PyCharm, you select this part, and you get this red light bulb, and then you can say install the package, and the package will be installed, as you see right down here. Yes, and then import requests for the same. Install the package. Now I need to adjust something myself. API key, OS environment get weather API key. And in the env, the thing is not called weather API key, but it's called API key. Well, let's copy this one to the other one, because ChatGPT has that part of the code already in it. So weather API key. Okay. Then weather city and the API key, and I see that the city is London, and then weather data, and then print the weather data. Okay, back to ChatGPT. This time I'm in the final 4 minutes. So I adjusted the code with your new proposal, and I adjusted also the new files like a .env. Should the code work right now?
If you've correctly added your API key to the .env file and installed the python.env package, your code should work as expected. Here are a few things to double check. 1. Environment variable. Ensure that your .env file is in the same directory as your Python script. 2. Correct key name. Verify that the key name in your .env file, weather API key, matches the one you're accessing in your code with os environ get weather API key. 3. Loading.denf. Make sure that load.denf is called at the beginning of your script before accessing the environment variable. 4. Dependencies. Confirm that python.env is installed correctly. Once you verified these, running your script should allow it to load the API key from the .env file and use it to make API requests. If you encounter any issues, double-check the file paths and variable names.
How do I start this program?
To start your program, follow these steps. 1. Open a terminal or command prompt. Navigate to the directory where your Python script and .env file are located. 2. Activate virtual environment if you have one. If you're using a virtual environment, activate it. For example, on Windows, .venv scripts activate. On macOS Linux, source venv bin activate. 3. Install dependencies if not already installed. Make sure you have installed python.env and any other dependencies. You can do this by running pip install -r requirements.txt. 4. Run the Python script. Execute your script by running python your script name.py. Replace your script name.py with the actual name of your Python script. If everything is set up correctly, your program should start and make API requests using the key from your .env file.
Well, let's try. It should work, as she said. And we did, and if we look at the code, it looks rather solid with everything in it. We should check if we had the .env, and we should double check the key, and that's something that ChatGPT does a lot. So ensure, that's one of my main, ensure that you do this and ensure that you do that and ensure that, yes, we did, but it's the key, the code, not my code, it's the code of ChatGPT. And then we should go to the terminal, and then we should could, come on, yes, there it is. Python, main.py. Invalid API key. Invalid API key. Now let's double check for the keys that we have if it's actually a valid key or not. The name is Weather API and the key is this one. Let's delete this one. Yes. And then we can set copy. Edit. No, cancel. Let's go to ons and we change. No, we're not going to change. I'm going to post it and see if it's something different. 901A84 and ending with 6038E. So it's the correct API key. And yet it says message invalid API key and then check. We did check. Maybe it should not be a string, but a number. Let's try again. Invalid API key. Let's return this to ChatGPT. And I can guarantee you guys, she's going to tell me, ensure hey, you did not copy? Why not? What? Whoa. This is an active link. But that was not what I want to do. I want to talk to ChatGPT. This is the error. And I double checked the key. Common issues. Weather API key, your actual key here, no quotes, no spaces. Print API key. Yeah, that's what we can do. Print the API key to see if, yeah, and that's why she does it, because we have to check if the env is actually being loaded, and if it's not, then we have a problem of our own. So back to main. And then we gonna print in the weather. Before we use the API key, we get the API key, yeah, okay, print. Now we're gonna see API key. Okay. Did we change anything? We did not. I guess because we had the key not active or something. But we printed the API key and we get the weather description. Now let's delete this one. And then try again. And no problem at all. So we did make a simple API related program in Python with the help of AI, the AI of ChatGPT. Did we do this within 10 minutes? I will find out after I edit this video, and then we will see. Be back with you soon. Well, back with you guys, and you notice that this is a way longer video than just 10 minutes, but I hope you learned something about how to work with ChatGPT in the voice mode, and how you can create an API key, and how you can use API to get data from external sources into your Python program. And we're going to see how we're going to do this with ChatGPT once more. Let's take a look at ChatGPT again. There it is. Let's start talking again. I finished the video. Can you give me a title and a description that I can use in YouTube for this video we just created?
Sure, here's a title and description you can use for your YouTube video. Title: Secure APIs in Python using .env files for safe coding. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to securely store and access your API keys in Python using .env files. Learn how to keep your sensitive information private and avoid exposing it in your code. Perfect for developers looking to follow best practices in API integration. Feel free to adjust the text as needed.
How should the thumbnail look like?
For a thumbnail that stands out and represents your video well, consider these elements. 1. Bold text. Include a short bold phrase like Secure API Keys or Python.env Guide in large, clear font. 2. Visual elements. Add icons or graphics that represent coding, like a Python logo or a lock symbol to signify security. 3. Contrast and colors. Use contrasting colors that align with your branding, such as the dark blue and gold you mentioned. 4. Clean layout. Keep it uncluttered. Ensure the main message is easily readable even on smaller screens. 5. Face or personal touch. Optional. If you're comfortable, include a small picture of yourself to create a personal connection. By combining these elements, your thumbnail can effectively attract viewers and convey the video's topic at a glance.
Can you create an example for me?
While I can't create images directly, I can guide you on how to create a great thumbnail using a tool like Canva or Photoshop. Here's a simple step-by-step. 1. Open Canva or Photoshop.
Wait. You can't generate? Since when? You always was possible to generate AI-generated pictures.
But you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
There is. You're banging in it, but daily limit reached. Switch to standard voice. Can you generate an example? And it should, so in voice mode, it was not possible, but in this mode, you can. Let's see what she comes up with, and if I'm gonna use it in the video, then always there's a call to action. So like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Looks nice, but that's not me. Have a little fun every day.